Hello, good crowd. I am so excited today. We have Monique Ntumngia with us. She is the founder of Green Girls organization, and she's doing amazing stuff in Sub-Saharan Africa, out of Cameroon. She's joining us today from London. You don't want to miss this episode.
Welcome to the Your Mark on the World show with your champion of social good, Devin D. Thorpe.
Monique, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Devin, for the opportunity. It's an amazing platform. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, we're very excited. We want to learn more about Green Girls. Tell us about Green Girls.
Okay, where do I start from? I'll try to make it brief, but give you like the vital information. So I am Monique Ntumngia. I'm a Cameroonian, and I am the founder of the Green Girls organization. So how did the Green Girls come about? In September 2014, I was program officer in northeastern Nigeria, Kano, in charge of gender and human rights. And programs that we used to develop with my team at the time were aimed at providing education for the African girl child, advocating against female genital mutilation, early girl child marriage. So this particular day, we were on the field, like every regular NGO team, and it was break time. And this little group of Muslim girls approached me with a simple question, but madam, we do not have lights, so how do we study at night? And this question stems from the fact that at that time with my team, we had just received funds and we were advocating for the girl child education in northern states in Nigeria. And that question led me to create the Green Girls organization, not immediately anyway. So what happened was I realized that we were doing something good, but we were actually dictating solutions, not solving the real root cause problem, which was something I realized later on, that a lot of the organizations in the world, they are out to do good, to solve societal issues, but then they are in a position where unknowingly they dictate the solutions. Because effectively, we had gotten these girls' books and the regular didactic materials. We had paid teachers for the period of time the project was to run, 2 years. And it was true, since they didn't have access to electricity, these girls would not be able to study. So we're really not solving the real root cause problem. So with my team, went ahead and I developed a concept note. And it was something very simple. And the title of this concept note was Promoting Sustainable Development in Africa with the Help of Renewable Energy. So the idea was simple: get more funds, take this money and present it to an industry, a company, you name it, that could provide us with quality solar reading lamps for the average African girl child that did not have access to electricity. That was how the whole idea went from. And in 3 months, we're able to have $50,000 US. We took this money, we're able to have 3,500 lamps, and we shared to communities in northern Nigeria. And I said to myself, I'm originally from Cameroon. At the time I was an expatriate in Nigeria. And I was like, identifying this problem in this rural community out of Cameroon, it doesn't mean that rural communities in Cameroon, my country of origin, are an exception. Now, this was a problem. Nigeria is found in West Africa, Cameroon is found in Central Africa. It's different cultures, but the same societal issues. So coming back to Cameroon, carrying out field research, at this time I knew I wanted to create an NGO, but it had to be something different, because I'm conscious of the fact that nobody can progress based on charity. It's not all about having this money, giving people. It's like catching fish and giving them. I wanted to, integrate all of what was happening in the world at the time. This is early 2015. The UN had just approved the Sustainable Development Goals. Big data, AI was becoming a thing. So in my mind, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to incorporate the SDGs. I wanted to incorporate, artificial intelligence and big data, because it permits us solve the specific problems. There's no guesswork in big data. But there was just no organization that could understand or that was even doing anything near that. So I have like the best team. I was able to get the best team ever, like I always say. And we developed an innovative algorithm. So basically what this, take it to be an application. What this application enables us do is it permits us provide specific clean energy solutions. So before we go to a village, we know the number of girls in the village, we know the number of women, we know the kind of waste we are going to find in the community, we know exactly where we should construct these biodigesters, we know when the biogas, is going to be produced, we know how we should position the solar panels on the huts so that it captures the most sun rays. So it's very precise. We know the number of girls that are in school, those who are dropped out of school, we know the number of colleges. It's very precise. So there is no guesswork here. And also, yes. So also what we also do is we develop specific training models as per the community and the information that this algorithm provides us with. We train these women and girls on how to assemble solar reading lamps. We create markets for them to sell. They have 60% of those sales. We take 40%. That just helps us pay our little staff and run our office. We also...
Who pays for the materials to build the solar lamps?
It's funding. It's funding that we get, yes.
I see. So you give them raw materials to the women and they build the lamps and then you share the revenue.
Yes, under our supervision. We put them into groups. And we carry out like demo teachings, practical teachings, Yes, so this is all about equipping them with skills. And then when you construct biodigesters, you automatically have access after some time to what they call slurry, that is organic fertilizer. So This fertilizer is very good in enhancing soil quality and helping to have better produce. So we show these women and girls how to collect that organic slurry, how to package it, and we create markets for them to sell to farmers and those into agriculture on maybe a medium and large scale. So they have 60% of the sales. We take 40%. That enables us run our office, pay a little staff, and basically that is it.
Yeah. So as you when they use the biodigesters, are they also producing methane or some other gas for cooking?
Yes. So the biodigesters provide from 5 to 10 homes, depending on how close the homes are. The closer the homes, the more one biodigester, depending on the size, we can connect the pipes to. Yeah. So the biodigesters provide methane, that's biogas, to these homes. So the women and girls no longer have to use firewood. They no longer have to go into the forests, into the bushes to search for firewood, because a lot of these women were victims of sexual harassment. And it is unthinkable to me that you set out as a mother to prepare food for your family and you lose your dignity as a woman. To me, it's unthinkable. So not only are we helping and alleviate, provide access to clean energy, but we're helping fight deforestation because a lot of the trees in the communities were being cut down. We are helping solve bronchial issues because a lot of the smoke inhaled are by the women. They have eye problems, they have chronic bronchial illnesses. We are helping cut down sexual harassment in these communities. We are helping increase the number of girls in school because in the typical African rural community, the reality on the ground is it's a privilege for a girl to sit in the classroom and take a regular class. I'm talking about even primary school. So a lot of these girls, after carrying out their chores, now because they have a panel that can light up the home and the compound, the little compound, they can study at night and they can be able to catch up, you know, and go to school. So we have been able to increase literacy levels by a whole 70% generally. You know, it's been 33 African communities across 3 countries, Cameroon, DRC Congo, and Central African Republic. It's been over 25,000 packs of organic fertilizer. We've been able to, you know, show these women how to package. It's been over 272 solar reading lamps they've been able to assemble. Over 3,272 girls based on like the recent data. Over 600 women. Over, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot of impact. A lot still needs to be done, but so far, yeah.
So what are the inputs for the biodigesters?
Okay, Waste depends on what we find in the community and depends on the activity of the community. You have some communities where their main activity is, let's say, poultry, like rearing of chickens. Others is more of cattle. Others is pigs, like having piggeries, you know. So it all depends on the ethnicity, the tribe, and what their main sort of flesh or meat is that they eat. Yes, it's all of that. Others communities are more into farming, so it's all about SDG sensitization, you know, letting them, we don't just come into the community and jump and say, hey, we're the Green Girls organization, we will show you how to talk about the digester. No, what we call, when we eat, the training is in phases. So the first phase is usually like the survey and all the, like, collecting all that information on the ground, putting it into this algorithm, the Coca-Cola formula, like we call it. The next stage is, first there's a sensitization campaign, who we are, what we do, what they will be, you know, what they will be trained on for the next 2 weeks to a month, because minimum trainings 2 weeks, maximum 1 month. All of this depends on accessibility to the community, access to internet. Some rural communities have some signals, others don't. So all of that varies. So after the sensitization campaigns about what the SDGs are all about, what renewable energy is all about, then we go to carry out simple, practical demos. You know, we don't just jump. So like, for example, one practical show to show them, demo to show them like how biogas is produced, right? Like we take like a bottle, we put banana peelings, we put pineapple peelings, we'll just put waste into that bottle, and we put a balloon over the mouth of the bottle, and they can actually see that as the days go by and as that decomposes, you know, the balloon swells up. So it's a simple, practical, you know, demonstration of how biogas is produced. So yes, so they are able to understand that when they take part in locally constructing this biodigester, the same way that waste that is put into, call it the piggery waste or the poultry droppings and all the like, that is how, as the days go by, that is the same gas that is passed through these pipes to their homes. And when you light up, you know, your little stove cooking area, that is what gives you that blue flame. You notice that the kind of simple, practical.
Right. So are they also contributing the human waste to the biodigesters?
Yes, exactly, because they have pig toilets in this community.
Right.
Yeah, they don't have modern toilets, you know. Yes.
So it also probably helps with waste management, right?
Exactly.
And on the solar lamps, are they just small solar lamps? Is that all the solar you're using there?
Aside from because the solar installations I need to precise that solar installations that we carry out in these communities provide exclusively electricity, because this is what, these are the kind of installations that the fundings we get can afford, you know. So take it, for example, we can say a panel, a hut, you know. So we come and you have this panel that has like 4 bulbs, LED bulbs attached. You can have maybe 2 LED bulbs in the house, 1 in the compound in front, 1 in the backyard. So for the portable solar reading lamps, actually it's all about financially empowering them. So when we come with all these dismantled pieces, we show them how to, you know, build up. So we now take these lamps and we go now to multinationals and big companies in the cities, and we tell them, instead of giving your staff or your top clients at the end of the year agendas and pens and mugs, you know, brand these and buy from us. That way you are supporting a little cooperative of women that we have been able to empower them, and we now want to financially empower them. So that way, as you pass more commands, that is how they get to, you know, work more, earn more money, better take care of their homes, finally be able to send their kids to, you know, prolong their educational stay in school. So basically that's how we function.
Yeah. Now it seems to me that once a community begins to use electricity, the demand for electricity grows quickly. How do you help them make that progression from a solar lamp to phones and refrigerators and televisions and computers? How does that progression happen?
Well, Devin, the truth is we personally at the Green Girls organization have focused more on the interior rural communities. Not all the rural communities in Africa are really archaic and underdeveloped, but the reality is even those who are, should I say, semi-rural, because you could have some people not having a modern kind of telephones, but having like the regular telephones where they could receive SMS and all the like.
Mm-hmm.
You see the reality on the ground is even those semi-rural communities, you see the electricity poles, but they've never had electricity. That's the reality on the ground. Yes, that is a reality on the ground, you know. So you come, the beauty of our work is you come to this community of, let's say, 100, 200 people, the whole place is dark. And when you're leaving 2 weeks or a month later, like you have like lights here, lights here, lights here, lights here. So automatically security is on the rise. People, you know, can gather out in the night. What they used to use were these bush lamps that use kerosene that is highly pollutant. And these huts are really not well ventilated, you know, so it's a lot of coughing as you're sleeping. It's a lot of mosquitoes, you know, but the reality on the ground is, if I tell you that we think about refrigerators, televisions, for them to even start thinking about televisions, don't we need the satellites and the broadbands to reach? So if we are coming to a community that is completely dark, Devin, the primary focus of us is for there to be light, even if it's just a bulb, a LED bulb, and for there to be light for the next 25 years, because these panels have a guarantee of 25 years. So at least we focus on the fact that at least they have light in the night, they're not in the dark. They don't have to use these bush lamps that are pollutants, and you know, so basically that's the reality on the ground. So we really don't go out thinking, how can we transition from a light to a phone? It's a luxury. It's a luxury. Wow. Yes.
Now, what are you most proud of having accomplished, Monique?
There've been a lot of successes. Every training, Devin, is a dream come true, because the reality on the ground is it's a huge challenge. You just never know. You prepare as much as possible and you get to the field, and sometimes you're being driven out. Sometimes in a community that's Muslim, I can't tell you the number of times we've had to veil ourselves to be able to immerse ourselves in the culture, because we are being looked upon like people who are coming to de-Islamize women. You know, it's a lot. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot. But one of our greatest trainings have been, we actually implemented in Kumbo, that is in the northwest region of Cameroon, and we implemented to Muslim girls. And I remember preparatory phase, I cannot tell the number of times we had to visit the imam and, you know, seek permission, because we just could not reach their place, but we needed these women and girls to live where they were. It's not really much of a distance, but it's a huge thing for this Muslim man who was betrothed his wife when she was maybe 13, 14, for her to leave for a couple of days or a couple of hours. It's a huge thing. And up to the last minute, we did not even know we were going to have the training, but we were set. And at the dying minute, I saw these girls coming in their hijabs, very timid, you know, so that has been one of our best trainings. Another one has been being able to impact in DRC, Congo, and Central African Republic. There's a lot I cannot say about it because of all the NDAs I signed and all the like, but we really have crazy coping mechanisms, you know, but we are now at that frame of mind in the team whereby, okay, there's an obstacle. What is the next available solution? You know, the end goal is impact as much as possible, alleviate poverty, drop sexual harassment as much as possible, give these women and their girls dignity, enable them believe in the beauty of their dreams. You know, that is like the end goal now. So it's never about which success made much sense. every training is special, it's peculiar, it's a win, you know, it's a great achievement. So I really cannot say this was more than this, but you know.
Excellent. Monique, what's the most important lesson you have learned?
The most important lesson I've learned is for you to be able to impact the world, you must have discovered your purpose in life. I discovered my purpose in life. I was 12 years old. So everything I'm doing now ties to my purpose. So no matter how difficult it gets on the field as it is, I'm living my best life. I'm living a fulfilled life. So where other people are like, you're going to the far north in Cameroon where there's Boko Haram, like how you go? I'm like, yeah, but this is my purpose in life. So to me, you need to discover your purpose in life, and you need to tie that with your passion. Because when you're passionate, Devin, it is that passion that wakes you up every morning. That's what keeps you going against all odds. You know, it's not the money, the recognition, the amount of funding. It's all about the fact that, like, this is what I was born to do. I was meant to do this, you know. So that is me. People are always like, when do you sleep? Like, you're going to all these places. Like, when do you have time to do this? I'm like, I just figured it out. I'm like, I've committed my life to this. And it's that passion that I sell to everybody. Is that enthusiasm? Is that love for what I do? You know, that's what I sell to everybody on every platform, global platform, national platform I'm opportune to be on. So that's the greatest lesson I've learned. You must discover your purpose in life as you go through life. Some people are opportune to discover that early, others no, or others are not. It's important for you to discover your purpose in life and tie that to your passion. And then you will live a fulfilled life doing what you do in whatever area.
Monique, what is your superpower?
My ability to just get through the worst challenges. Like, trust me, I can get through just about anything. Trust me, like that is I don't know. I personally don't know how I do it, but I've been through thick and thin. But there's like, I don't know how my brain works, but there's always a solution to just like everything. Like, that's my superpower. If that's a superpower, I just can get through the worst of scenarios. Like that's me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Monique, I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. Love your story. Before you go, would you take just a minute and tell people how they can learn more about Green Girls Organization and how they can connect with you personally?
Okay, Monique Ntumngia is on all the social media platforms. On Facebook, I have the Monique Ntumngia my official page. I am on LinkedIn, Monique Ntumngia. I'm on Instagram, Ntumngia Monique. I'm on Snapchat, Monique Ntumngia. The Green Girls Organization has a LinkedIn page, a Facebook page, a Twitter. I'm also on Twitter at Monique Ntumngia. Green Girls Organization too is on Twitter. What else? Like, reach out to me. There's a website, but the truth is, in the context in which we work, the government tends to censor a lot of what we are allowed to put out. So posting on media platforms like Snapchat that easily deletes after some time is much more safer for us. And if you follow me, you could have like, you can virtually, take part in what we do. And it's safer, like I said, because after 24 hours, that content which normally we would love to put on our website or on our pages, we cannot put, you get to see firsthand. So you can contact me on all these social media platforms. You can write to us, and yeah.
Excellent. Monique, thank you so much for being with us today.
So much, thank you.
We wish you every success in your efforts to change the world.
Thank you very much, Devin. Have a wonderful day.
All righty. Let's do some good.
Devin Thorpe's mission is to end extreme poverty, improve global health, and mitigate climate change before 2045 by finding and sharing the stories of those who are doing the most good.
Thanks for tuning in to the Your Mark on the World show, the Social Impact Podcast. Please subscribe via YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or Spotify.